What's the actual cost of living in Columbus, Ohio in 2025? You see, we have a lot of people reaching out to us from YouTube and other sources, and they say, listen, I just don't know how much it's gonna cost to make that move, what the taxes look like, what the housing prices are, how much does it cost to just go out and have a drink, what are the municipalities and everything else in between. Well, this is going to be the most comprehensive, in-depth guide about the true cost of living in Columbus, Ohio. And we're not just gonna talk about the basic things. I'm gonna dive into some numbers that you probably don't even know about to make sure that we can make this process as seamless and amazing as possible. So you know what? Roll the intro. What's up guys, Big Gun here. And listen, the most frequent question that our team gets asked, what's the cost of a home? And it's changed so much in the last few years. You see, Columbus had an absolute surgence and a boom in 2021 and 2022, facilitating more and more investors to pick up these properties and invest in the location in order to see the appreciation, which they absolutely had. Ka-ching. And in 2025, what we've noticed is the appreciation has existed for already the properties, but for those that are looking to actively purchase, it's gotten a lot more strenuous, a lot more difficult, and a lot more costly. You see, the average price of a home 5 years ago was around $200,000. After everything that's happened with the economy, the viruses, and everything else in between, we are now at a median price range of around $275,000 to $300,000 respectively. And I'm giving you a $25,000 window or variance simply due to the nature of some specific locations costing more and some locations costing less. The variance happens when some of these properties in certain locations don't sell because they're overpriced or undermarketed, and some properties in other locations sell absolutely crazily fast because people need housings. There's always going to be a catch-22 when it comes to the events. And ultimately, our job is to make sure that you're comfortable with a specific range and you have the accessibility of the finances for that range. Now, here's the good news, bad news scenario. The bad news is, compared to 5 years ago, our costs of homes have gone up so much, and it's frustrating a lot of people that live here. The good news is, compared to the national average, we're still around $200,000 less. You see, the national average right now hovers around $450,000, as you can see it from the screen here. And for the most part, a lot of people are looking at places like Columbus, Ohio, because the cost of overall living is less compared to where they came from. And the cost of homes always are separated in different areas. For example, German Village, one of the most prominent and quaint little places in all of Columbus. The average cost of a home there is around $550,000. There's so much to desire from there, from its proximity to downtown, its historic charm, and all the amazing coffee shops popping up. And also places like Clintonville, with a median cost of homes around $425,000, reflecting a 3.8% increase from last year. For affordable options and family-friendly areas, Clintonville is like none other. To places like Dublin that have average cost of homes up to $500,000, and New Albany with average homes up to $1 million. There's always going to be a disparage and a diverge when it comes to the cost of living and what you're getting for it. And if we talk about the rent, it's no different. You see, the average rental amount right now in Columbus hovers around $1,400, give or take. And especially in different locations, this number tends to get skewed and move around. For example, in downtown Columbus, you're gonna get a one-bedroom rental for about $1,800. In German Village, around $2,200. And in Clintonville, around $1,500 to $1,700. Yeah, the price point in all of these locations will continue to move and to maneuver. Trying to figure out specifically where the best place to live, well, that's why you'll need a local professional's help. And our team, they do just that. If you're interested in making a move, all of our information is down below. We'd love the opportunity to collaborate with you, whether you're moving now, in 9 years, or even 900 years if I'm alive, to Columbus, Ohio. So with that being said, let's talk about something else. While Columbus boasts a cost of living less than the national average, our property taxes are way up. You see, from 2019 to 2023, we saw a 23.1% increase in the median property tax rate. Whoa. Combining with this, the taxation is used to build roads, to build bridges and to build and service the people actually living there. But the conundrum and issue that people are facing here is where the tax dollars actually going. And while taxes are absolutely imperative for the growth of the economy, sometimes it definitely diminishes our ability to actually purchase properties. And for the most part, what we're seeing here is a migration from locations like Miami, Washington, or California. And if you're coming from those locations or wherever you're watching this from, put it in the comments below. I'm always curious to see where specifically you guys are watching this from. Are you on your phone or are you on the TV? But to add to this as well, there's so much more other numbers you absolutely have to know with just the cost of a home itself. And stick around to the end because we're gonna go over a specific topic that I've never seen covered on YouTube that is such a no-brainer and is costing people thousands. You see, when you're thinking about the acquisitions of a property, a lot of our team are helping individuals purchase new builds. And the taxes and the taxations that's associated with those begins to shift. You see, there's the cost of the land first and foremost, and then there's a post-build tax afterwards. The land itself is just land. The reason that people buy dirt is so they can build something on it. Afterwards, the property taxes begins to go up even more. So every single time that you're buying a new build, make sure that you're asking about a post-build tax assessment. So you can see exactly how much it's gonna cost you in taxations for those properties. You're not learning that in college. And there's so much more things to consider when you're thinking about just the taxes alone. Now let's take this a step further. You should be seeing a screenshot here, and this is what it reads. Dublin's largest funding sources is income tax revenues, allowing the city to provide high-quality municipal services, invest in capital improvement projects like parks and roadways, and maintain existing public infrastructure that benefits residents and businesses alike. In 2016, the income tax collections was almost $90 million, and 75% of that was general funds, and 25% of that was capital improvement tax funds. So what I'm trying to say is this. Although our income tax here is very low, we still get taxed. And at the same time, there's definitely gonna be that aspect of living that we gotta make sure that we understand. You see, our team was helping Jenna, who made this move from Arkansas. I know, it's not Seattle, not California, crazy. And when we told her that Columbus always imposes a 2.5% municipal tax within the city limit, she's like, that's kind of crazy. So it doesn't matter where I live, I always got to pay that. And we're like, yup. And that's kind of annoying, but that's something that you got to know as well. Now you see, our income tax isn't zero. We're not Tennessee, we're not Florida either. We're not Alaska. We're just as cold as Alaska though. But at the same time, there are numbers that you have to take into account when you're doing the accounting for your books. You see, Columbus imposes a municipal income tax of 2.5% on all residents and non-residents who work within the city limit. And this is the kicker, guys. This tax is in addition to the state income tax levied by Ohio. For instance, if you earn $100,000 annually, you would owe $2,500 to the city. And here's the other crazy thing as well. Even if you work in a municipality that has a lower tax rate, you are still responsible for the difference to meet Columbus's 2.5% rate. Crazy. Make sure you got these numbers taken into account. And let's add a little bit more fuel to the fire. Ohio as a state also has an income tax. I'm so sorry, I'm just the bearer of the bad news today. But Ohio's income tax hovers from 0 to 3.5% depending on your income bracket. And I'll have a screenshot here so you can see what the numbers look like. And if you're looking for more of a comprehensive breakdown, go into the government website, look into all the numbers, crunch them so you have all the information and no hidden surprises. You know, and last but not least, the combined sales tax in Franklin County is 7.75%, which includes the tax rate of the state of 5.75% and the county's additional rate of 1.25%. These things are on goods, services purchased within the specific location. Yeah, people aren't happy about that. And combining with this last but definitely not least, this is why you're on this video. I give you everything. Specific municipalities have extra taxations based off of their proximity and location to the Central Ohio Transit Authority, which can add another 1% in specific areas. I'm gonna try to have a picture or just the specific areas here so you can kind of see it as I'm talking to you so you have a better idea for everything. But take that into account. And this is such a boring conversation because our team would love the opportunity to be out there showing you multi-million-dollar houses. But hey, you gotta know this stuff. And I'm here because I want to make sure that you got all the information. So if you enjoy these kind of videos, put in the comment sections, where are you watching this from? I'm always curious. Like, subscribe, you know what to do.
If you do one favor, just stay with me. I don't usually need no, but
You know what's ironic is although our cost of living is less compared to the national average, our utility cost ain't. You see, our utility cost is about 1.4% higher than the national average, with typical monthly expenses for energy costing around $208. On the wintertime, or during the wintertime like now, it gets more and more expensive. Your heating bill has to go up, let me tell you that much. And especially when it's brick outside, it's absolute crazy, your heating bill's gonna go up, sorry. But combining with this, the other catch-22 is gas prices are historically low here. You see, when we have family from New York come to Ohio to visit, one of the things that they love to do is fill up their gas tank to the brim. Why is this the case? Because our cost of gasoline and our cost of transportation as a whole, if you want to consider it that, is so much less. And the city's layout as a whole makes commuting a lot easier. Now, don't roast me in the comment sections if you're watching this from Columbus. I know I-70 and I-71, crazy. 270, I'm sorry. So listen, if you don't have to take the highway to traverse anywhere, please don't, especially not during the morning and evening rush hours. But if you're living in just one specific area, let's say Reynoldsburg, for example, and you got every single thing, live, work, and play in that area, you're big chilling. Highways are bad. Gasoline is cheap. You know, combining this as a whole, the grocery cost here is actually more expensive. Grocery costs here are about 2.5% higher than the national average. For instance, a gallon of whole milk is about $4.72 and a dozen eggs around $3.86. You should have seen a screenshot in some of my older videos, and I'll try to have the screenshots here as well, from 2021 and 2022 for the cost of just things as a whole, from steak to gas and everything else in between. You see, the cost of everything in life has gone up so much that it's kind of crazy. And then one of the big things that we have to take into consideration with everything else is healthcare, right? Especially me, I have older parents, and it's a scary thought that something could potentially happen to them. I want to make sure that they're protected and well off. So make sure that your healthcare is actually covered. Make sure whatever employer you're with has that taken into account and you've got the numbers working for you. You see, one of the big things is every single healthcare company is different and all these numbers can vary in price points. I can't give you a specific number. I can tell you that some of my friends from OSU, when they were doing undergrad or when they had stipends and things of that nature, they were paying about 20 bucks just for a visit, $40 for emergency, but this was also a little while back. So there's always going to be more and more costs when it comes to actually visiting a doctor. And for the most part, there's a reason that I chose to not be a doctor anymore, because I hated visiting them, and I know people would have hated visiting me too.
I don't usually need nobody, but lately, been no way on too long and deeper.
When I told you guys that I went to bed around 10 p.m., I actually got roasted. You guys were like, "God, you have no life." And I'm like, you know what, dude, chill. There's things that I do for fun. I read Harry Potter, I work out, I play basketball. I don't need to be out at like 3, 4 in the morning. One of my actual high school teachers said this to me: "Nothing good happens after midnight." Dude wasn't lying. But let me talk to you about the entertainment, because obviously you want to be entertained, right? Live, work, and play. Live, love, laugh. There's something cringy that I'm supposed to be saying here. But the entertainment cost in Columbus is actually very aligned with the national average. The cost of a popcorn in a movie theater is going to be way more expensive than anywhere else. So same thing, the cost of a movie ticket is going to be 15 to 20 bucks. You want to go out for maybe a concert or a band? Cost depends on the band. Now, I will tell you this, and although this isn't directly here in Columbus, the cost of a Cavaliers ticket has actually gone down since LeBron left, but they've gotten really good over the past few years. At the same time, you could definitely get it at a lower cost point than compared to like last 2016, 2017, the golden ages. And hey, let me tell you, Columbus offers so many things to do from an entertainment standpoint, you'll never miss out. You see, from the Ohio State Fair in the summertime to just skiing and sliding and everything else in the wintertime, there's always levels of activities that exist. Make sure that you're budgeting and you have allocations for every single thing that you're doing. A lot of people here are looking at places like Dublin and New Albany to actually make home. Those price points, those homes are going to be a little bit more on the expensive side, but because of that, you're also getting really good schools and really good neighborhoods. The financial aspect of it, albeit I'm not a mortgage lender, and I'd love to introduce you to one that we use so you understand all the numbers, they have to be taken into account. You see, there was a massive Reddit thread about, hey, can I survive in Columbus for just $1,200 a month? Now, this Reddit thread was created about a year and a half ago, but at the same time, there was an unequivocal, without any unadulterated certitude, one specific answer: no. So if you have a job, you're making money, and you got all this figured out, our team would love the opportunity to help. If you're kind of in limbo and you just want to talk about the numbers and see if there's an opportunity here, give us a call, shoot us a text. We'd love the opportunity to collaborate and just go over all these things to ensure that we can make this move as smooth as possible. Listen, we talked about the cost of Columbus in 2025, but what's actually being built, and what are some new projects that are coming here? Well, I discuss every single one of those things in this video right here. Watch it, and I'll see you soon. Peace.